People say, you don't have ADHD. I would have seen the signs. Here we go, part 3.
I love how this content creator started her video by saying, you don't have ADHD, do you? Like, I don't even see the signs, because I think something so common that happens when neurotypicals talk to us neurodivergents, especially those on the spectrum. I'm diagnosed ADHD, but I see it more amongst those on the spectrum that you don't look autistic, you don't act autistic. And the thing is, with us neurodivergents, we mask on such a deep level. So I'm aware that, neurotypicals have to mask at work, when it comes to networking and stuff, because obviously you're getting paid at work to perform and to deliver, certain jobs and to do certain tasks. But with us neurodivergents, we mask on such a deep level because our brains function differently. Like, if we're overstimulated, we could have, like this content creator portrayed, anger outbursts. So we have to mask on such a deep level to be accepted in society. Because, for example, me, which I talk about all the time, I bring my earplugs everywhere I go because I get overstimulated when it comes to loud sounds, or when people talk very loudly too. It overstimulates me. So the way I could, go to a bar, go to a concert, or just like if people are going to be talking loud, is by me taking my earplugs. So that way I don't get overstimulated. Or, for example, like when it comes to certain foods, like I'm so sad because I always go and eat breakfast, where I would always go to Robex and order the same protein bowl, but they don't carry it anymore. So I am just so sad about that. And I just wanted to say, like, it is so frustrating that, like, when you always go to the same place because they have that meal that you like, the texture, the fruit, the taste, like sensory overload. It's so disappointing that you can't go anymore, because I eat the same thing every day, morning, lunch, and dinner, the same thing, same snacks. And if I go out to eat, it's to the same places. So anyways, back to this content creator's video. I think being neurodivergent, it is a struggle, because a lot of people, even in my videos, they're like, oh, you don't have ADHD. Like, oh, I have ADHD and it's not like that. But the thing is, yes, there are overall common signs and symptoms when it comes to ADHD, but there are different traits amongst each person. Because just like, for example, it's like when you have a cold, like maybe for me it started with a cough and a fever, but then for when my roommate gets it, like he will have just a cough and he'll have the chills. So it's the same with ADHD. Like, overall there are the same, relevant common signs and symptoms. But for example, with caffeine, like he will drink coffee in the morning and it helps him. Me, if I drink coffee in the morning, it'll put me to sleep. So overall, yes, there are common signs and symptoms, but there are different traits when it comes to having ADHD between me and another ADHDer. So I do love how this content creator portrayed the struggles that us neurodivergents go through, that a lot of people assume that we are neurodivergent. And like I said, especially those on the spectrum. But I think, again, because we mask on such a deep level in order to be accepted, because I don't want to I don't want to stim in public, like the hands, like I can't walk around with my weighted with my weighted blanket in society, So overall, I do agree that her signs and symptoms in this video that she portrayed are accurate, especially when it comes to the anger outburst. Because again, if we're overstimulated, if we buy a jacket, it's no longer comfortable. If there's a lot of people that are being very loud, if the food has a different smell, like if the lights are flickering and we feel overstimulated, unfortunately, as neurodivergents, we struggle with emotional regulation. So depending on the environment, it could cause an anger outburst if you haven't eliminated the shame, implemented a system, and also taking stimulants. But before you consider taking stimulants, make sure you do talk to your healthcare provider. But overall, it is crucial, as I've mentioned before, to eliminate the shame and implement a system, because even if you take stimulants and you haven't fixed those other aspects, the stimulants won't work as best as they can for you. So as a 30-year-old woman with diagnosed ADHD and certified life coach, I approve this message.